You and me so far.
Okay. Well, I didn't email my example. I apologize. I
Oh,
turned it in, but
no, I totally forgot too, so don't feel bad.
well, I just gave a simple example of I think I used my fiance's name. Marvin bought a headset from Amazon and he didn't receive it when it was supposed to be delivered. So Amazon sent a new headset. And, what do you call it? My question was, what do you call it what kind of contract is it when the seller is responsible for the risk and liability? That's what
Okay.
I boiled it down to. So, and then I just gave the options of I did shipment contract, destination contract, buyer's contract, and seller's contract. So, and then of course, the answer was destination contract.
Yes.
I just made it simple, so.
Mine was pretty simple too. I'll pull that up.
Okay.
Right there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Was my example. Sally is a seller of antique vases in France. Her business thrives as everyone there where she lives has flowers and needs somewhere to put them. In Denmark, the land of tulips, Jane needs a vase and buys one online from Sally. Their contract specifies, however, that the shipping is FOB and there's no sell if the vase doesn't come or doesn't come in one piece. Just explain that this is an explanation of a destination contract because it incorporates the 3 points that it's free on board. It doesn't matter the kind of transportation it takes, and there isn't a sell if there isn't the arrival of the good. And mine was the same question: what kind of contract is this? And yeah, it's a destination contract. So
Yeah, I like your example better. It's much more original than Amazon.
yeah.
Listen, calm down, sweet, okay?
David pushed me.
I know, and that was rude, wasn't it? It's okay.
I want to change my hair.
It's beautiful. You don't need to change it. Okay, mommy's in school, okay? It's okay. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Being a mother is very important.
Leah, watch out. She's going to hit you, so watch out.
I know, because she think I hit it, but they hit her.
It's okay.
I hit her by accident.
I'm in school. Okay. Sorry.
No, that's okay. How well did you do on the exam?
Ooh, I was disappointed because I thought I did fairly well, and I got an 80, and I was like, really? But I think I know what happened. Because when I went back and I looked right before I clicked submit, I noticed that when I was scrolling my mouse down, it was changing my answers.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so I think I changed some of my answers by accident because I know I got them right, but then I think I scrolled down and missed. So yeah, not so great. So how'd you do?
I did pretty well. I studied extra hard this time. Last time I got an 80 and I was a little disappointed. This week I got a 92. So I was really happy with that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I was like, I can't believe that happened. and it's just I was a little quick on the draw when I hit submit because I looked up and I noticed that my last two answers that I could see on my screen were not the same ones that I picked. And I was like, no. So, oh well.
Well, you can still appeal, so.
Yeah, but I mean, the answers that I chose were not the correct answers.
To kill me.
Yeah.
Hey, calm down. It's okay. Chill out. It's all right. So yeah, but I have no excuse for it other than my mouse scrolled down. Sounds stupid, but I think what I'm gonna do next time is I'm gonna do it on my laptop because I've been using my work computer because it has two screens and it just makes it a lot easier. And I can, see things and have my book open on one side.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, oh, this won't be so bad. And I didn't realize that I was scrolling the whole time. So
Yeah. Most of the time I do my tests or quizzes on a couch or in bed just because I'm so tired most of the time.
Uh-huh.
For my business law, I actually do at a desk.
Yeah.
Up in a chair. It's just, I just need more concentration, I feel, with this.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what, Kayla, please stop, honey. That's what I'm going to have to start doing it on the laptop. That way I can just pick my answer and go down separately instead of scrolling them out. So you're okay. You're all right. So how did you like that reading this week?
Really short, not as long as last week's. And it was kind of fun. Not like super fun, but
yeah.
I mean, it was about conditions and breach.
Yeah. Well, so I was going to ask you because I got a little confused when I went back and I was looking at some of the at the study guide. It brought up chapter 13. So were we supposed to read 9 and 13?
I don't know. I'm gonna give me a second and I'll pull up the study guide. I haven't even looked at that yet.
Yeah, because it was talking about chapter 13, and I was like, okay, normally we have 2 chapters to read, so
this is gonna be a big blow to my. Yeah, it does have 13 on there. Oh dear. Yeah, I would probably. I'm gonna email Brother Williams right now.
Okay.
And ask him if that's part of it.
Yeah, because I did not read 13, thinking that 9 was the only one we had to do. But then today, when I looked at the study guide, I was like, 13? What? Didn't read anything on that.
Yeah, I usually try to get all this business law homework done at the beginning of the week. So if I find out that I have additional reading on Wednesday, it kind of throws off my schedule for study.
I know. Sorry, but I'm glad we're discussing it because
I'm glad you bring it up because if I had to do triple amount of reading next week or double, that would be terrible.
Yeah. I just hope that Marissa and Christina, I don't even know if Christina's still in class. Do you?
I don't know either. Usually if people miss this much, they usually drop.
Yeah. And poor Marissa, she kind of came in late.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for her.
And she had the same issues we had. It's the technology that keeps us behind.
Right. Yeah. It's making me mad, though, that I'm not doing very well on my test because I actually feel like I know the material.
Yeah. I really get upset with my accounting stuff if I ever miss anything on that because that's my major. And I feel pretty confident with it. And then I miss something and it's just really infuriating. So I know how you feel. Business law isn't necessarily my forte, but it's business. So I thought it was funny this week we talked about FOB, free on board, shipping, which we had talked about that in my 201 class for accounting, how that's
Oh.
accounted for, and I just thought it was funny that it was brought up in business law.
Yeah. Well, and see, it's funny that you say that because I actually work for a company that they make us do Harvard education courses.
Uh-huh.
And so one of the courses I had to take was on contracts. And here we are talking about contracts. And I was like, oh, this is so nice because I knew everything that I had to do, you know? And everybody else was like, how do you know this stuff? And I was like, business law class.
Yeah. And they say accounting in itself is only hard because of the vocabulary.
Uh-huh.
You just have to learn the terminology. I think the same thing is with business and business law, especially. It's just a completely new vocabulary. Like I learned about privity and like accord and satisfaction, breaches. It's new stuff that I haven't always heard of.
Yeah, yeah. So it's good to just kind of have it and be able to apply it to some other aspect of what you're doing.
Yeah. Well,
coffee thingy.
Did you want to go over my example then? Just if we want to change anything.
No, I like it actually. It's, you know, the question is pretty much exactly the same as mine, and then just different example. Yours is just way more original. So.
What's your last name, Aletha?
Smart.
Smart. Okay. Let's see. I know there's a sort of criteria for this. Let me see. Needs our names, and then okay. Needs our link. Okay, I think that's it.
No, you should just say your last name's Jules.
Not yet.
It's gonna change anyway, so.
Yeah, but not until school's almost out.
There we go.
Okie
Okay, well, I'll submit it this week.
Okay.
I'll just attach. Oh, yeah, are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think it looks good. I'll put on our recording link, and then I think that's it for this week. Let's see. I was wondering if I had any questions. I like how it talked about impossibility in the contracts.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, did you understand the part about the statutes of frauds?
You know, go get my Kindle. I started looking at that and I kind of got to the point where I was saturated and I was like, okay, I'm going to come back to it and reread it. And I haven't done that yet, but I didn't really delve into it. I just kind of skimmed over it.
Okay. I kind of did the same thing. Usually I'll go look for a YouTube video that explains it or something.
Yeah.
Videos help me the most. But
yeah, 'cause I need examples. That's like when it gives the examples, that's what I need.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
best part in the book is when they give you a definition and then they apply it right then.
Right.
Which
Right.
I like the group quizzes we have weekly. We get 3
Uh-huh.
tries at them, but each one is an example, and I really like that you
Right.
try to apply it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's what helps me the most is seeing it in a real application and being able to apply it in something that's happened in my life,
Yeah.
and use it that way because it's otherwise I'm just like, I can't fathom what I'm reading. And I just have to go back and then get deeper into it. So I haven't really gone into it that much, but
Okay.
my daughter's going out to get my Kindle now, so.
Um, did you like the videos we watched about the UCC?
Yeah. At first I was like, what? What has he got us watching? But then it was a lot more engaging than I thought it was going to be. So.
I really liked the contract song.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was pretty
That's
clever.
cute.
Let's see. What else did we go over?
The one thing that I didn't really, when it came down to like the shipment contracts, the thing that made me question, okay, so that one, the buyer is responsible, correct?
It depends on which one you said, the shipment one? The
Yeah.
buyer? Yes. The shipment contract is the risk of the buyer. And then the destination is the risk of the seller.
In the back of what?
It was in the back seat. Ask David; he'll know where it is.
Dee
He was playing with it. So is it because it kind of confused me? So is it talking about it's because the buyer is choosing the method of shipment, or is it just shipment altogether is the buyer's responsibility?
It's usually, I think what it states is that it's usually determined in the contract that this buyer and seller come to an agreement. In accounting, we learned about the 2 methods. There's FOB point and FOB destination. The destination one is always the on terms of it's the responsibility of the seller to make sure it gets there.
Right.
And the point is once it leaves the domain of the seller, it's the buyer's responsibility. And it talks about that on here. It gives a few examples of like free alongside shipment. It talks about like the goods are the responsibility of the seller up to a point,
Right.
up to a specified port or point in land. And then it talks about CIF, cost, insurance, and freight. That's the part I wasn't too sure about. Is it talks about insurance in there?
Yeah.
But
See, that's what I was kind of confused because who gets the insurance? I guess
I'm just gonna.
and the reason I'm thinking about that is because, for example, when my dad ships me something, he pays for the insurance. When he ships it. So I guess I was kind of like, huh? It's a little backwards.
I think when it comes to CIF, the cost, insurance, and freight, I'm pretty sure it just depends on that same thing. Is it destination or is it point? If it's destination, then the seller will cover up the freight and the insurance. And then if it's point or shipment contract, it'll be the buyer's responsibility to pay for the insurance.
Okay.
But I think it was trying to specify that generally destination is the kind of the fallback in the business world,
Yeah.
that the seller will always, it's like the seller beware that we keep hearing about.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What else did we read about? My Kindle is dead, so I can't look up my book. Oh, there
That's
it
it.
goes. It's turning on.
Did you understand what I was talking about? Tender?
Yes.
Is that just kind of like
Um,
good credit or like goodwill or something?
well, kind of the way I think about it is it it is how how can I explain it? When I think of it as goodwill, like you're saying, like, it's like you have the faith to, say, okay, we're gonna tender this transaction. We're gonna go into it as this is gonna happen.
I'm gonna take
So
this one.
that's kind of the way I thought about it.
Hello?
I think the most basic thing that helped me get it was that tender, they say, means to make available. So I think
Right.
that just kind of, in simple terms, I was wondering if there was a different like methodology, but you kind of just reaffirmed the make available part.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I took away from it anyway. So, oh, come on. We get past all my kids' games on here. That's weird. Let me see, because there was some other things that I had questions about in the reading. Uh, what is it? Come on. There was. Okay, I know. My son's playing leapfrog football, and it's telling me the game is over.
Yeah.
I can't do anything. Okay, here we go. There was something right at the beginning. Maybe it was the end when it was talking about. It brought back into play the. Here we go. When it talked about word that starts with a C.
Consideration.
No, it was the. Where it's like having the upper hand.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
That's fine.
What was it?
That's fine.
Da, 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 da. Okay. I'm trying to find it exactly what it says, but it's talking about the one. Okay, it's I can't find it now, but it's the what is it talking about? Where like more, and oh gosh, what is it called? Why can't I remember this?
Is this from last chapter?
Yes. And it was talking about with the UCC how they I guess it's where it's talking about the performance of the sales contract. I guess that's what I'm thinking about, where it says it's talking about the code requirement of good faith, honesty, and in the case of a merchant, observant of standards of fair dealing applicable to his or her trade.
What page is that on?
This is right up above where it says tender.
Oh, okay.
So I was kind of, when it's talking about, okay, this is what it was. Okay, when it keeps talking about common law, are they talking about common law as in everyday dealings, or are they talking about common law with the UCC?
I think it's common law with the UCC.
Okay, because I was like, what are they talking about at that point? Because it was confusing me. And then the other one that I had question about was where it's talking about the right of inspection.
Oh, uh-huh.
It's saying that the buyer has the right to inspect the goods before payment or acceptance. I can't think of any situation that this is accurate. Because, like, I'm just thinking, like, okay, if I order something from Amazon and it gets delivered, you know, I'm not home when it gets delivered. I can't inspect it. The transaction has already taken place.
Uh-huh.
So, what, do you mind? What would this be like in the case of like a car or
I think it would apply to like bigger shipments. Like I
okay?
know I work here at BYU Idaho. I used to
Uh-huh.
work in the shipping and receiving part of
Uh-huh.
campus, and we would get a lot of shipments in, and those they're by contract. And if it arrives there and it's damaged, you usually call up the company that you got it from, and you report that, and you're able to like negotiate either the resending of that same product, or like you get paid damages. It costs you less. I think it's with more material things like the bigger stuff. Amazon is kind of small. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they have their fine print in there somewhere that disclaims them from it. I think it has to do with bigger, more material things,
Okay.
like businesses.
I was like, the only thing I could think of is like buying a car or, you know, something that you can actually like do a walk around or something. And
Uh,
I'd be
a
like,
lot of things like equipment or construction materials. That's what I think of.
okay. And okay, then the last question I had that I could think of was where it's talking about remedies for breach of sales contracts. And then it talks about general provisions, the make whole principle.
Yes.
Does that apply to earlier reading, which is in regards to consignment?
Right.
Remind me what consignment is.
Consignment is, let's see, it's resale. So, for example, let's say you have a
Oh, okay. I remember now.
resin.
Consignment. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, and you sell it to a consignment shop for them to sell for you. um, how would they then make you whole in the event that you ask them to get $100 for the dresser, and if they can't get $100, they can't make you whole, right?
Yeah, the thing with consignment is that it deals with three parties:
Right.
the manufacturer, the middleman, and then the buyer.
Right.
So the goods that the middleman has, they're on consignment. And I'm not sure, are they responsible for the goods? Or who's responsible for the goods in that situation?
Um,
Like, this is our last question. I know this is our last question.
it says title remaining in the seller consigner is subject to the terms of the contract between the parties. So, I guess the seller.
I would agree with you on that one. The seller.
Okay.
So when it comes to making it whole, I think it's just when it comes down to it, what is the fair price? What is fair in this case? I mean, if they're
Right.
damaged, like somebody has to pay, and I think it's the manufacturer.
Okay, this is where it says, if not unconscionable. That's the word I was looking for. Unconscionable. Okay.
Unconscionable, that means like what? Excessive?
Right.
Yeah, so I guess like the manufacturer's entitled to some sort of rights that if he provides a product, he should get compensation or consideration for that.
Okay.
That's my best answer.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. I think that's it.
Okay. Well, thanks, Aletha.
All right.
Same time
Thank
next
you.
week.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. You have a
All
good
right.
Memorial Day
Thanks.
weekend.
All right. Thanks. You too.
Bye.
Bye.